The Algarve is a less relaxing place to ride than other parts of Portugal. A lot of people live here, and the traffic is everywhere. The closer you are to the sea, the less likely you'll find a lonely stretch of road. It's hard to reach the zen state I do when I'm on a bike with the traffic around. I'm not saying I hate riding in populated areas, I just get a different feeling riding in towns. I could have researched my afternoon stops better. I knew nothing about them, but they looked interesting on the internet. Ride along with me as we discover if they are worth the trip. I'm not sure how or why I picked Cacela Velha to stop at, as opposed to all the other castles and historical sites in the Algarve, but I'm glad I did. One reason that it's a great stop is that it's tiny. You don't need to plan to spend hours and hours here to see the good stuff. The town center is free from most modern buildings and maintains the same old charm that it did hundreds of years ago. Cacela Velha means old bowl in English. The town's history dates back to the Greek and Phoenician times. It was marked on ancient maps as a navigational point for those early Mediterranean traders. Some records point to Cacela Velha being close to the as yet undiscovered capital of the Coney civilization. The Coney lived in the area at the same time as the Celtic peoples to the north. There is a small fort here, the Fortaleza de Cacela. While a fort has existed on this site since Moorish times, the current fort was built in the late 1700s after the Great Earthquake. The small church was also destroyed by the earthquake and was rebuilt in 1795. Cacela used to be the region's capital, but with the construction of Vila Real de San Antonio, my last stop, Cacela soon withered and the capital was moved. Like many Portuguese towns, there is an annual festival here. Typically in late July, the town celebrates Noites de Moura Encantada, or the Nights of the Enchanted Moorish Woman, or possibly just Enchanted Moorish Nights. The celebration features cultural exhibitions from the 10th and 13th centuries when the Moors ruled the area. A good travel tip for traveling in Portugal is to look up the towns you want to visit and see when their town festivals are. By happenstance, I've attended a few festivals, and they're always a great time and an excellent way to meet locals.
Okay, well this was totally worth the visit. It's very quaint, it's very cute, it's not very big, so you can kind of go around. I love the little telephone box. Oh, and they've turned it into a library. Very nice. Nice little cafe. Well, that was totally worth it. Very cute. Little market, little Saturday market, church. Boy Scouts, well, not Boy Scouts. Okay, and up here is the Roman Bridge with a not so scenic set of metal rails around it.
The town of Tavira is another beautiful example of a Portuguese town that existed in ancient times and retains some of its historic charms. Tavira's origin can be traced back all the way to 800 BC, the Bronze Age, when it was a major Phoenician settlement known as Baal Safon. Due to the river's changing course, the town has been abandoned or moved several times. In Roman times, it was known as Balsa and was located 7 kilometers to the west. Around 1000 AD, the Moors built a castle to protect the river crossing here, and the town has remained on this spot ever since. I'm here to see the Roman Bridge. Now, when I visited, I didn't know that this was a complete fabrication. The Romans didn't even have a town here, it was 7 kilometers away. The bridge was built sometime after the castle in Moorish times. Records from the late 14th century show that the bridge was a battleground during the Reconquista. Originally, it would have had a tall tower with buildings built on the bridge, but it collapsed in 1655, coincidentally 100 years before the Great Earthquake. This was during the War of Restoration against Spain. As the bridge was vital to that war, it was quickly rebuilt into the 7-arch structure we see today. However, in 1989, flooding washed away 2 of the arches and a breakwater, and the bridge wasn't rebuilt until 1992. So not only is the bridge not Roman, sections of it are literally only 30 years old. Ah well, it's still pretty and on the central square, so if you're in the neighborhood, I'd recommend a visit.
Okay, so the ugly tape and railings are for a bicycle race. There's all those tents across the way. It's all for cycling and whatnot. So that's what all that is about. So sadly, all my memories of this place will be covered in white tape, but at least bicyclists probably had a good time. So I guess that's an acceptable trade-off. In and out and off to the next place, which I'm not entirely sure what the hell that is, as usual. Okay, Garmin. See where that says do not enter? I guess technically it's the next street. Saida. 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 All right, somewhere around here is a monument to the lost fishermen or sailors or something. And it's like a bunch of iron anchors. I was thinking I was going to go see it. It's on the Atlas Obscura site. Except that it's like, you know, a mile walk from the parking lot or something like that. But there's a little train, which I love little trains. I would totally do that. But my schedule is just too frickin' ambitious for that. Okay, the almond, 2,000-year-old almond tree is coming up. I think that's it right there. There we are. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna drone it. I'm just gonna take a couple pictures.
Here, in a little retirement village outside Tavira, is one of the oldest trees in Portugal. It's a 2,000-year-old olive tree. I found this on Wiki Voyages, and I'll add a link in the description. I love stopping for little oddities like this when I can find them. I've been to the world's largest concrete egg in Mentone, Indiana, and the largest ball of twine in Darwin, Minnesota. I'm unsure if this is the oldest tree in Portugal, but it's old enough for me to stop. When I was on my trip, I couldn't remember what kind of tree it was. It is indeed an olive tree, not an almond tree. Okay, I don't know what this area is. If it's like a retiree village or like a quasi hotel or something, but like maids just turned up in their little cart there. They're very curious of me, of course. Not going to question guy on a motorcycle, but okay. Come on, Garmin, tell me how to get out of here. I don't think that one's wide enough. Well, maybe. A little supermarket there.
All right, so I've seen a 2,000-year-old living thing. I think it was an olive tree. I don't think it was an almond tree.
Another set of fun stops was in the books. As I visit these places, I'm thinking forward to the summer's trip. As usual, I've already decided that my plans are too ambitious. I thought I could make 4 or 5 stops daily and still cover a couple of 100 kilometers, but it's not sustainable. I don't get to see enough of any site, which makes the trip too frantic. So I'm trimming back my plans to only visit 2 or 3 places on the days I have to travel any distance. But I was still enjoying the day, and I had some sights I really was looking forward to this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed traveling with me. If you did, I'd appreciate a like, and if you loved it, subscribe and tell your friends. As usual, my pronunciation is probably terrible, so let me know below. Or drop a note to say hi. Come back for part 3 of the day when the next episode drops. Thanks, and may you have travel and good fortune in your future.